Let's get that intro in, and then we gonna be in the den.
Smoke weed every day.
What's the motherfucking deal? I already had to make sure the shit is appropriate. Dr. Rabbit, what's going down, man? Always good to see you. Always glad you can join us. Welcome to the Kush Den. If you're not familiar with the Kush Den is a 420 friendly conversation. You know, even if you don't smoke, hey, you're more than welcome to partake in the conversation. Pour yourself up a nice adult beverage. If you don't drink, pour yourself up a nice warm glass of milk. And that's the best way to do it. Strawberry milk, if you're Dr. Rabbit, you know, strawberry milk is the lick. But, excuse me. Again, so like I say, tonight we're going to talk about why most leaders don't want you to succeed. Yeah, I'm going to actually be eating dinner a little bit in between in between the stream because I took a little bit longer in the sauce than expected. And so I'm gonna be in between conversations. I don't think people just be following me on certain platforms that I don't think they really do. Like I said, I know it'd be a lot of bot shit because if they really paid attention to the shit that I be talking about, they would not be fucking with some of the shit that I do. But hey, it's all good. No worries here. If they support it, they're cool. But I don't think they really paid attention to what it is. So here's the thing. Here's the discussion. Did I not post that stuff? I don't think I did. I think I forgot to post the Kush Den info. And so I didn't put that up. So people probably didn't get it. So that's my fault. I meant to do it, I guess, between the streams or whatever the hell I was supposed to be doing. And so that one is definitely on me that I did not put the information up. What's going down? There's that guy. the blocked little buddy. But we're going to talk about leaders tonight, man. And we're going to talk about, yeah, I did not post it. Did not post it. Shame on me. Did not post it at all. And shame on me. I did all that work and didn't even put the right info out. Let's get that fixed. So here's the deal. I'm mad. I didn't do it. I'm very disappointed in myself. I wasn't leading properly. Yeah, let's go right here. Let's do this. But leaders, you know, they come in many shapes and sizes. Shapes and sizes, not shapes and sizes for shizzle. And let's make this happen. Shenanigans. Can't believe I did that. Can't believe I did that. And I should have posted that earlier. That's what I get for saying, well, I'm waiting. I'm going to post this at a certain time. And I'm going to do that at a certain time. Yeah, that's what I get for doing all those things. Let me make sure I got I don't have the Spotify open. Let me make sure that's good so y'all can make your musical requests. Otherwise, we finna get a scrap yet. But like I say, leaders, man, they come in many different shapes and sizes and in different facets of your life. But the reason why I say many leaders don't want you to succeed is because many leaders are not leaders at all. Many people just want to be put on a pedestal. Many people just want to be praised, worshiped, and appreciated. But a real leader wants you to succeed. A real leader wants you to do better than them. A real leader wants you to take things to the next level because they're happy to be a part of your success. A real leader. Oh, see, I didn't want to have to do it, Dr. Rabbit, but you called me out, man. But the thing about this is, let me go back and posting the right things. I didn't put the fucking information out. Hold on, get the information out there. The least I can do say still, hey, if we can get one or two pieces of love, then hey, it's all good. All right, and make that shit shake. Let me see. Who don't want to? All right. I apologize for that. Now everything should be copacetic. All right. So here's the deal. All right. Here's the deal. And y'all pardon me because I'm gonna be kind of halfway eating in the background because I'm fucking hungry. I'm trying to have everything properly timed to where. Oh no. The thing about it is, I have to. Let me make sure I get this right too. The proper. And I ain't look. I'm behind. I mean, I don't even have the lovely ladies posted up for y'all or anything like that, do I? I'm just. Again, that's on me. So I apologize for not being properly prepared. We're going to get it all sewed up, but that's not the thing. That's not the thing. Yes, I'm lacking, man. I've just I am extremely disappointed in myself, and I'm slacking. Again, that's what happens when I was spending too much time talking and trying to get my food together. But let's make sure this is this. But here's the deal. Like I was saying, all right, that should be good now. Okay, cool. So yeah, I have something nice to look at besides my beautiful face. Here's the thing, though. About most leaders don't want you to succeed because, again, they want to be the leader. They want to be seen as the man. There's a lot of people who want to be in positions of power just because, not even really realizing what it takes to get there. And most leaders will give you good advice, or most people will tell you, follow behind them, but they don't want to give you the information that you need to surpass them. They don't want to give you the information. Stop. Cowboys never. They don't want to give you the information that you need to succeed, because some people always want to be viewed as ahead. I could really care less. I want people to have their best life. But then again, I'm not a leader. I'm just a talker. I'm just talking a bunch of shit. And I haven't lit anything up to talk my shit with. So if you're new to this, you thought you're going to be like, man, I thought this was a fucking 420 show. You over smoking Black and Miles. We are, what's today? The fucking 16th, 17th, 18th? What is today? 18th, yeah, because I've been writing down my workout date. So yesterday was the 17th. Man, I had to cut my workout like 3 exercises short because I had to shit last night. Like, my shit was fucked up. That's what I don't know what the fuck I ate, but everything decided I didn't want to come out at the fucking end of my damn workout. The leader of the sauce. Yes, the leader of the sauce. And because you're absolutely right about that. And so I have to make sure that I set a better standard to follow. And that's funny because we just talked about some things like that. But the thing is, make sure I do have it on live chat, do I? I should. Yeah, we live chat. Is the music applicable? Everything Gucci? Let me make sure the bot is connected to the Spotify. Wasn't connected. I was jamming that Big Iron. I was jamming that whole album though with that Big Iron. Like that's good working music. So there we go. Everything should be adequate now. So again, oh man, Scotty bot was the worst. Scotty bot, like that's what I say. I'm trying to find another bot for the sauce because the one I'm using, they stopped working on it. Like I said, I didn't realize that they stopped working on that bitch in March, and so I'm trying to find something else to use because if I use this same bot that I'm using for this one, it combines the Sauce Sports and the Kush Den, and so I don't want to do that. I want it to be separate, for those who fuck with the sauce and who fuck with the whatchamacallit. Now let me see what I got going here. Let me make sure we got the request action going. Or do I feel like I'm missing something here? I don't know. Am I missing this audio out of there? Let me see. don't know why it's not give me the love here. Again, says it's connected, but it's not. I see the songs coming up in the list, but it is not. It's not playing them. That's unfortunate. What's going on here? We'll figure it out. That's the secondary worry. But again, like I say, man, most leaders aren't really leaders at all. Most leaders are people who want to be adored, who want to be worshipped, who want to be put in positions of power, who want to be, again, who feel like they, say the sauce be buffered. Yeah, man, I don't know what it is. I think, I do know what it is. It's because of, I think I'm on the wrong network, and it's on the one I don't care to be on. Because for some reason my other one keeps disappearing. Yeah, that's exactly what the fuck it is. This is on the 2.4 instead of the 5. But you have people who want to be put on a pedestal, man. People who really don't have the best intentions for you, but they feel like you should care and worry about everything that they do. Honestly, like, it makes me look back at with a lot of these YouTubers and things like that. When you have people, and I think these terms that we use on these social networks and things like that, follow me. I guess in essence, that is what you're doing. You're following them. But I don't like using the terms like followers or fans. Subscribers, I don't mind, because if you subscribe to what I do, then you're paying attention. That's cool to me. But like I say, I'm real cautious about these things because, like I say, one, I just don't like the category it puts people in, the way it sounds. I'm a big person on words, and I'm using the most simple words I can think of. But I'm a big proponent of the way that you say things has an impact. They say spelling. Spelling. Most people think of spelling as the way you form letters together to spell a word. But I say spelling is the way you use words, because honestly, I'm not going to get into it, but there are ways that you can say things in a certain fashion that people don't even really realize what you're saying, and it connects directly to their subconscious, and you can affect people in a certain way. So, did it go out? Okay. So if that's true about mostly, well, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't equate everything with success with leadership. But again, like I said, what I'm talking about in this instant, when you do something that's directly connected to people paying attention to what you do. There's some people who they make money day trading, don't show their moves to anybody. Wouldn't consider them a leader, but they're successful. But for them to win, someone else has to be losing, in the trades that they make. So somebody else has to be betting on that opposite side of that trade and be losing for them to win. So that could be a thing. What's up, Wise? What's the motherfucking deal? Oh man, you sure are a San Antonio fan. We really didn't talk about that. Honestly, I don't care. I think DeMar having a chance to play under Pop will be interesting. If that's the case, is Pop coming back, or are they gonna promote that chick? But again, leaders on the court. Like, to me, LeBron James, the more I see from him, the less I believe that he's an adequate leader. He's about what's best for him more so. Because he doesn't make moves that are good or the best for everybody on his team. He does what he has to do to succeed in his own right. Shit, half the motherfuckers, you got traded to the Lakers. Now you're going back to go play with the Lakers. And again, what did it be about? Letting his buddy get a ring, guaranteeing his buddy a ring with Chris Paul and everything else? No, because he knows he won't be in that MVP conversation over here. He knows that the money will be different. I mean, leaders, there's a good book called Leaders Eat Last. You know what I mean? And, he going to retire 2020. And, I mean, shit, you don't even have to read the book to really understand what that premise of that is. And basically it's saying that if you consider yourself a leader of men or you have a following, you make sure that you put the people ahead first, because that's what it's about. Without people to follow you, who do you lead? Yourself. And so that's why you may catch me from time to time often just saying, man, it's really about y'all, because sincerely it is. I mean, it's not bullshit. It's not just saying it just to say some shit. It really is about y'all, because there's no point, no purpose in of doing the things if there aren't people who are fucking with it, you know, unless you just really like entertaining yourself. And so, because I was just wondering, you know, I know with the wife thing and everything else going on, it would be real interesting to see what happens with that. I'm not saying that I wish he retires, but I think him having a chance to play with DeMar, I think it'll take DeMar's game to another level. DeMar's going to be playing real angry because he feels betrayed. And I don't blame him, but at the same time, that's why I say, man, I don't be mad at these guys getting their money and getting as much as they can, because, again, these organizations, if they have the ability to, they'll fuck you over for their benefit, man. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Because wasn't Gaddafi about to bring back the gold standard? And that's when they said that, then they was about time to wipe him out, because he's setting standards that nobody else wants to live up to. We want to keep everybody else on this imaginary shit and believing in it, as opposed to, you know, having a real standard for things. But it is what it is. Because you can always find some people who are willing to oppose something like, trust me, the America and the government. And, you know, I find it funny that a lot of people are allowing their support of Trump, who is a leader among some people. But I honestly think most of the people who are big Trump supporters, that he don't really give a fuck about. Again, like Dave Chappelle came out and said, he was talking about, all these white trash people that are doing it. He's not doing it for you. He's doing it for me. I've got money. And that's where I think that his interests lie. He don't care about fucking poor people, and that's fine. Like I say, I don't think anybody really does. And in essence, you know, unless you didn't been through something and just lost it all, a lot of poor people don't really care about themselves. They may hate the situation they're in, but honestly, they don't really care about themselves, because you got to do certain things to get up out that situation. And so, but what I find funny is just the standards of things that are going on. Cause I kind of want to speak on that, I guess, briefly. You know, found 100 dead black men in Fort Worth today. What? Where? That's not, I didn't even see that as a breaking news headline. Oh, in Fort Bend. Oh, shit. That's even closer. Very interesting. Write that down. Check it. Take a look into that. They built a new technology center. Damn, that's crazy. But again, like I say, you know, I find it very interesting. We're talking about leaders and things like that. That Trump said the other day, basically, or how people basically assumed it was that he trusts. It's an old mass grave. Oh, okay. I thought it was like they found 100 new niggas that somebody just been out there snatching niggas up and bodying them. But I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we're talking about Texas. That basically standing right next to Vladimir Putin, saying that he trusts Putin over his own CIA or his own government intelligence. You know, and I find that crazy. Even if he truly did feel that way, to say something of that sort, I find it very strange. I find it extremely strange. Oh, good grief. Is this a midget? I gotta pardon me, I just saw something. Oh. Anyway, we're gonna look it up and get distracted. But, I mean, how did y'all feel about that? Did y'all catch that? You know, what kind of, well, I'm not even interested in what he said, but what happened after that is, you know, most people who are government and political supporters and everything is America. Here, give me a second. Let me try to switch over to this other signal if it's causing a little bit of an issue. Let me see what we got going on here. Now, give me un segundo. I'll try to switch this over here. All right. NSA and COINTELPRO and all kind of other shenanigans and the FBI shit that, that was eventually declassified, that would prove that people didn't want to pay any attention to. But now, because, Trump says that he cares, he takes, what's his name, word over the word of his own government, you see people jumping that ship. But that's what I'm saying, like leaders, and I say this to say that leaders have a power, and that's why a lot of people like to be leaders, but they're irresponsible with the power. You have to understand the things that you say or do and how they affect people. Now, are you responsible for those people? No. You know what I'm saying? In reality, no. They're responsible for their own decisions. But a lot of people understand how influenceable or how easily influenced most people are. Then, especially if they like you, then they'll just take whatever it is you say and run with it. They'll change their perspective in an instant on some stuff like that. And so that's why I say I think a lot of people lack, belief in themselves for the most part. And it was some interesting thing that I saw the other day. We're probably gonna talk about it. It's similar to social hierarchy, but not quite. So we'll probably talk about it next week. But the way that people will flip flop on topics because somebody that they like said something or did something, it's crazy. The way people worship Beyonce's and things like that. Do you think Beyonce would really want to work with a better singer than her? How come Beyonce and Alicia Keys, have they ever done a song together? A leader doesn't ever want to be seen as being outdone, and she knows she has a whole following of people. There are people who are more vocally talented than Beyonce, but again, you tell some people that they'll go crazy, and shit, I wouldn't be surprised if one of those feminine Beehive members try to take you out for saying some shit like that. But you just got to be careful. Aaliyah was nice. But like I say, there's been plenty of singers over the years. I mean, Mariah Carey, before she went crazy, she had that special octave that only few and far in between could ever really hit. But she's just crazy as cat shit. So I'm not taking anything away from Beyonce because she works hard at her craft and she's talented. And she's from H-Town, even though she don't really represent it until it's convenient. I think that people have to take into account that, the power that she has, she doesn't want to relinquish. She would never want to relinquish that power. The power that Oprah has over women. Oprah is most people use the term leader of men. Oprah is a leader of women. And anything Oprah says, women do. Anything a Nicki Minaj says, young girls do. And the fact that, like I say, that the people just, they don't have enough faith there, or I don't want to say respect. They just don't have enough faith in themselves that they follow any and everybody, and they just look for somebody that they feel like they can relate to, and they relinquish all the power that they have in self, and they give it to someone else. Lauryn Hill's a beast. I was at a Lauryn Hill concert a couple of months ago. It was great. Yeah, that was the question. It was if you saw some strange activity coming outside of your neighbor's house. Say, you had a neighbor and he had a family, has a wife and a daughter, and you saw two suspect gentlemen coming out the house, and first looking like they may have been robbing the house, or they could have been in there up to some shenanigans. Either way, would you inform your neighbor that he either possibly could have been robbed, or there could be some adulterous activity going on in his home? Either it could be his wife or his daughter, So it's just basically like, even if you're like, not necessarily that you're best buddies with them, you're just neighbors, not that you really speak to them a lot or anything like that, but you are familiar with one another, would you let him know? And that's kind of along the lines. I'm definitely chopped it all up and fucked it all up. No, it was because it was based on a real situation that someone had, and so they were just kind of figure out whether or not they should tell their neighbor. Because basically what happened was, at first they saw two guys tatted up and all kind of stuff that didn't necessarily look like they live there. Car parked on the other side of the road, kind of coming out of the house in a brisk manner. Initially, one guy was sitting in the driver's seat. He ended up jumping out to the other side, and the original guy ended up hopping in the driver's seat, and they drove off. Now, you're wondering, initially it looked like it could have been, they were in there stealing something, but then the second thought, the person realized that man has a wife and a daughter who were at home. So he was trying to figure out whether or not it was could it have been a possible robbery, or could his old lady be fucking around, or his daughter maybe in there fucking with some niggas she ain't got no business doing, because the exit was suspect. So would you inform your neighbor of that, knowing that it could have been one or the other? Let me see, why is this not playing? I don't know why none of the song requests are even going through. I don't even know what I'm listening to right now. Let me see what we got here. I don't know why it's not playing. Like I said, I can skip, I can do all that other stuff, but for some reason the songs are not playing. It's showing like it's trying to play, but it's not going through. Jay Dizzle, what's the motherfucking deal? Unbeaten, what's the motherfucking deal? Nothing major. We're just talking about, the power of leaders, and are they responsible for the actions of their followers? Or are they, and how most leaders really don't want you to be better than them. They enjoy the pleasure of being. I tried to steal. Look, tried to steal and got caught. Look, you sound like the neighbor situation over there. But again, like I say, that's a very interesting situation. I'm gonna look a little rough. But again, like I say, most people don't want you to be better than, because again, they enjoy being in that spot. They enjoy being put up front of and ahead of people. Give me 1 second while I fix this real quick. But a real leader wants you to thrive no matter what, even if it does mean you doing better than them, or you taking a position from them, or all right, forgive me, I had to take a bite out of this shit. Shit getting cold. But again, like I say, man, then we kind of briefly spoke on Donald Trump saying, he trusted Putin over the CIA. And I mean, like, damn, it's how quickly we've changed. I remember when motherfuckers I don't remember personally, but I remember hearing about how motherfuckers used to get hung for any kind of Russian affiliations, for communism and and all that type of shit. But now saying that you trust the Russians, even though there has been supposed evidence of Russia trying to hack the elections and things like that. And the thing about it is, what's done is done. Okay, I mean, there's no going back and fixing it. But if you disavow any knowledge of that, you got to think about the future. What's going to stop them from doing it again? If they feel like there's no repercussions, there's no anything happening by me, for me, doing these actions. So, they're not tripping at all. They're going to do it again, But if it benefited you, would you really give a damn anyway? Would you really give a shit? Well, shit, they meddled with the election and I won, so would it really matter? Would you really give a shit? Let me see what we got. What we got here. Yeah, I got to figure out what's going on with the right thing, because I don't know if look, yes, I stole the sweets. But like I say, you know, again, people become leaders, or they are leaders for a certain reason, and you have to realize who it is you follow, why you follow these people, and if they're really a valid person to embrace. Because again, there's a lot of people, and you can kind of tell. I mean, it's a skill that you have to develop to really realize if a person is in it for your best interest, or they just want your money, or they just want your following, or they want your allegiance, or whatever it may be. But do they really give a fuck about you? And a lot of it comes to how they address things, how they speak things, how they say things. And you have to, I mean, you really got to pay attention to the things that people say, because sometimes it's the things that they say, the way they say it, or the things that they don't say can be the most important things. When, you know, it's easy to sit here and, well, not for me. I don't know. I have a problem with just saying a bunch of shit to make people feel good. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of different other methods that I could use to definitely get ahead on some of these platforms and things. But I just, like, me and my soul, I couldn't do it. Like, I'm not about bullshitting people, man. I would tell you to second guess my advice. I would tell you to do anything you hear from me, double check it, do some research, follow up on it. Like, I tell y'all all the time, don't take me for anything. Like, the same way I talk about other people, I mean, shit. Like I said, I could get off the stream and go on a fucking serial killing spree, clean up, and come back, be like Dexter or some shit. You think I'm just a normal guy? Just, hey, what's going on? I could be sitting here telling y'all, hey, don't do this, don't do that, and don't do this, and going out and doing all those things myself. I mean, I'm just a guy behind the screen. You know what I mean? So even judge me with a grain of salt. And so I would suggest you do not only me, but everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's my deal. Like, don't ever fucking, you know what I'm saying? Don't ever, like, take anybody's word just at face value. Like, I just don't. Even people I know that I've known for a long time, like, you can't. It's for your best interest not to just take people at what they say. You have to do a little bit of research. You have to do, man, y'all heard about this streamer right here. What's the shit? The fucking coupon Carl. He's the new one. He called the fucking cops on a lady for having a coupon. Then the other guy who called the cops on a guy playing basketball for setting a hard screen. It's a fucking soft ass world we living in, man. Like, it's crazy shit, dog. A hard screen, you gonna call the cops? Your bitch ass don't belong. Like, I'd post that motherfucker's face on every. Don't play basketball with this man. Like, you banned from the basketball court. And the fucking chick who had nerve to call the fucking cop, like, you should be ashamed of yourself too. You're like, man, fuck this shit. But again, when you in a certain echo chamber, when you're in a certain area, you believe any kind of situation that happens. Like the dude who called the fucking cops on the lady. Like, what the fuck? Was he afraid that because she was black, she was going to do something to him? He's, yes. Like, what the fuck, dog? Like, what are you afraid of? She just says, like, I'm going to be here. I'm not going anywhere. Like, you got people who believe just calling the cops is going to make people run off or some shit. Like, nobody afraid of the police, though. We don't want to. That's a flavor too. And that's what I'm saying. Like, motherfuckers gonna get tired of these frivolous ass calls. You know what I mean? And the motherfuckers ain't gonna want to do shit for nobody. It kills me, man. It kills me. But there's a lot of motherfuckers out there like that. The motherfucker who called the cops about the coupon is too. Like, who calls the cops about a coupon? Then they hung up on him the first time. And then he called back, ran to the back room and called again. Like, it's crazy, dog. It's a crazy world we live in. That's why I say I'd be in my own lane, man. Like, I don't really fuck with people because for some reason people are already naturally intimidated. And like, I don't even have to say shit. And it's just, it's craziness, man. It's that the mentality that we've started to embrace. Hollywood, I blame a lot of that shit. I blame a lot of motherfuckers. They just soft. A lot of motherfuckers like that dude there. Trust me, that dude who called the cops. He's definitely a fun boy. The coupon Carl, because he looks like a big old punk. Like he looks like a real big punk, dog. Like, a woman, what you scared and shaking for because a woman gave you a coupon? Dog. Like, you really like looking like you're about to piss yourself. What are you running to the back of the fucking store and locking the door for? Like, what are you really afraid of? This is a woman who brought a coupon in. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers are afraid to live, man. Like, people are afraid to live. Like, it killed me when I heard all the people who, like, there was a bunch of people, there was like a rash of suicides where Donald Trump got elected. But a lot of it was from the LGBT community. Like, what is that fucking got, like, what has his life got to do with your life, man? Oh, people are going to call me more names. Okay. Like, shit. I bet I'd be all kind of niggas with motherfuckers ain't around. I don't give a fuck. Unless you go say that shit to my face and really go put some effort behind it. I don't give a fuck. Because in reality, you just a shit talking ass bitch. Like, it is what it is, man. Put some action behind your words. Then we can talk. But if you just going to be on some running your mouth shit, that's why I say I don't be sweating this shit on the internet. That's why I block fucking simping kid. Because he ain't about no action. He ain't about no effort until he give me that goddamn book report. Shaq Kush is a coupon Carl. I seen Shaq Kush one time. He called the cops because he saw a little kid steal a dumb lollipop, one of them little 15-cent lollipops at the store. He's like, this kid's on a life of crime. He called the cops on him. I seen it. Nah, I know Shaq Kush better than that. He wouldn't do that. Nah, man, ain't nobody talking shit here. Trust me, I ain't worried about that shit. Oh, you talking about the old punk ass dude who tried to punk some fucking teenagers for the MAGA hat? Oh, we got that, man. You know what? We got to talk about punk ass people. That's gonna be a topic for the near future too. Punk ass people, dog. Because I guarantee that motherfucker has seen plenty of MAGA hats on grown ass men, and that motherfucker ain't take not a narrow one. He probably walked to the other side of the street, or probably like a bunch of teenagers. Well, they were saying some little racist shit. Okay, say some racist shit back to their motherfucking ass and go on about your business. Fuck them motherfuckers, dog. I'm telling you this. That would have been my hat as a teenager. We would have had to go get that nigga. Like, we finna get my hat back. I ain't finna call law. We finna get this hat back. Like, that shit is craziness, dog. Like, but we live in a society where people are just super soft, man. Instead, like, these people wouldn't have thrived. And I wonder if there were people back like this, you know, in the wild, wild west. And as, you know, America was developing and as different countries developed in different tribes and things, like, I'm sure there were always snake ass people. I'm sure there was always some type of weak ass people. But I think certain cultures, you know, and back then minus the technology, you know, it didn't allow for that type of lifestyle. You would fade away if you were of that caliber. You know what I mean? So when did I blocked him last night. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you still playing State of Decay. Fuck that. I might, man, that night, man, Kush, last time I hollered at you, that night I think you got off that Vermintide. I think you tapped out right before we won the motherfucking thing. Because like I say, for some reason, we finally got 2 wins on that bitch. I might fuck around later on tonight and play it for a little bit. But I don't think I'll be on the mixer stream. I might just fuck with it for a little bit, though. But got another win after that shit. Like, you was like 3 minutes away from it, and then you think you tapped out. I don't know what happened with your controller or whatever. You got stuck again? Oh, that's weak. Oh, it was you? No, you got stuck. What happened? You got stuck, and then I tried to free you, but you were stuck when you got freed up because you were like tied up in a little thing, and we went to that little next room, and I freed you up. You was right there. I don't know what happened after that because you got tied up. You know how they move you, I guess, further up this thing or whatever. So I'd freed you from the thing, and then we ran down the way or whatever, and it was like a little stupid ass ritual or something. You had to just defeat that shit. They had the sleep spell on. Oh, they wouldn't let you free. Oh, okay. That dude, man, look, I'm telling you, Ken, I want that book report, though. I said I'll be more than happy to unblock you, but you're gonna have to earn it. Look, you gotta have I need a book report, man. You can find a PDF. You ain't even gotta fucking go buy the book. You can definitely find a PDF of Pimp, or you can find a PDF of The Alchemist. All you gotta do is just read that shit and thank me later. I'm dead serious about that, though. I'm for real. You got bored 3 pages in because you can't read good. So that's all I got for you, man. Look, if you're gonna waste my time, at least I'm gonna help you benefit your life somehow on the way in. You know what I'm talking about? Trust me. We listen to all that bullshit motivation from all the motherfuckers. Motivate yourself, man. You know what I'm talking about? Those are 2 very interesting, life-changing books. You know, if that's the case, you out of there. If you think The Alchemist is bullshit, you done, son. I got no help for you. I got no hope for you, man. But, again, man, we talk about leaders. We talk about, you know, what does a leader bring to your life? Why do you follow a leader? And again, like I said, you have to have legitimate reasons. Is this a reason? Is this person in a position that you want to be in? Can this person really offer you advice to get to that position, or do they kind of keep you where you are? They just tell you a bunch of filler bullshit. Do they really give you advice to help you get to the next level? There's a lot of motivational people out there, man. But then at the same time, a lot of people who spit a bunch of motivation is bullshit, especially in this day and age of the internet, man. We got a lot of bullshit motivators. You know what I mean? You got a lot of people who push you to do a bunch of nothing, dog. They give you shit ass advice because it sounds good. They give you a lot of advice to keep you in the position you're in. Oh, it's okay what you're doing. And those aren't real leaders, man. A real leader is going to tell you some shit about yourself that you're not going to like, that you're not going to want to hear, that's not going to make you feel good sometimes. A real leader is going to tell you some shit. Hey, man, this is where your flaws are. This is where you're weak at. And this is what you fucking need to do with yourself. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck. You're going to be who you are. And you will not thrive. You will not survive. You will not do better. You will not be able to. You will not be able to move forward. You know what I mean? You'll lose every time. Eric Thomas is dope because he give it to you 100, man. Like I say, I started fuck with Eric Thomas some years back, and I need to actually listen to more of him because he does shit damn near. His grind is ridiculous, and that's part of the reason why, like I say, I got to get back in shape because, you know, being in shape and having that energy. That's a plus, dog. Because how can you execute when you be too fucking tired to do shit? Trust me, that's how I was for a while. Like I was eating bad. Like when I was eating like shit, that's why I say I had to cut the smoking out and all that shit because I'd eat bad after I smoke. Want to take a power nap or fucking get too lit and just be wanting to doze off when there's still so much more time I could be using to thrive to get ahead. So I mean, all that, like a leader's going to help you promote your health. The leader's going to help you promote your mind. They're going to help you promote your finances. They're going to help you do things to get yourself in the best possible position. I like Eric Thomas. You eating a tuna burger? No water tuna ass nigga. I'm actually eating some stuffed bell pepper shit. I'm trying to wait to the end of the stream to finish the shit. But. But the thing about it though is that, like I said, I like Eric Thomas. I like Gary V. Gary Vaynerchuk. I've mentioned, and I like Gary Vaynerchuk before he went on Breakfast Club. See, like that's a lot of motherfuckers that I follow before they get big. Like what kills me especially about niggas will follow any motherfucker that appear on a rap station or some shit like. Man, you seen the Invisible A-Bomb, dog? That dude there, dog. That's wild. I need to holler at that man. I ain't talked to him in a while. But, you know, again, a lot of people who have gave good advice. Jim Rome is definitely a guy who gave some real good advice. I mentioned him before. Les Brown. Les Brown is a guy that I like. He has some very interesting. Les Brown's story is super interesting because he came from basically being orphaned and homeless to oh, you got that Crushing It? Okay, I haven't gotten on this book. I've just been watching it for a while. I know he recently released that. He had a couple other books too that he had. Man, tell me how that is. and that might be next on my list. I gotta finish this other book that I picked up, and I gotta say, man, you'll be surprised why I like books so much, dog. Because I told y'all when I went through a bunch of that shit, and while I was fighting that case, man, I was just like, man, I'm doing something wrong. I gotta figure it out. And I came across a Will Smith video. And Will Smith, man, he's an inspirational dude. He might be a little suspect, but he's a very motivational guy too. And basically, the comment that he made changed my perspective on things. It got me back into reading a lot, because he said, man, if anybody's ever had a problem in their life, 9 times out of 10, if there's ever been a problem in your life, 9 times out of 10, somebody's wrote a book about it, because somebody's had that problem before you. And that solution can usually be found in that book. You just got to be willing to read it. And so, or like I say, this one right here that I came across, Art and Fear. Like I say, sometimes I have like these little thoughts that I deal with. And like I say, but shit, within the first 2 or 3 chapters of the book, it helped to alleviate a lot of that, because it just made some sense. It just puts things, when people sit down and write a book, that means they spend a significant amount of time focusing on the problem. Most people, when they have a problem, they live in it, they marinate in it, and it's hard for them to take a step back and say, okay, let me get out of this issue and let me figure out how to figure it out. Instead, they sit in the problem, they make it overwhelming. When you approach a problem, it should be like this. There's a solution, 100%. You gotta do what you gotta do, but your focus when it comes to dealing with a problem should be like this: 5% problem, 95% solution. Because when you know what the problem is, why continue focusing on it? You know what the fucking problem is. Like, there's no reason to continue focusing. Okay, this is the problem. I'm limited here. I'm lacking here, and I can't get past this point in my life. Okay, 5% of recognizing the problem. The rest of it needs to be, what do I need to do to get out of this fucking problem? Where is the answer? How do I execute? And how do I stay on this and stay on top of it? And that's what most people don't do. Most people do it backwards. Like, I'm not going to tell you what it's about. I don't give a fuck if you read it or not. You just stay blocked, sipping ckin. But my thing is this, man. It's just like, people get so stuck in the shit and they make their problems bigger than it really fucking is, man. And so then they allow that to grow into a point where their problem becomes a part of them. And then they don't ever realize how to get out. They just let it attach onto their soul or whatever it is, and they become content with however their lives are with that problem. Instead, man, you got to figure out. Okay, you got to sit down. You got to strategize. You got to think. And that's what most people who write books over these problems have done. Okay, they've taken a step back. This is the issue. This is what it takes. And this is how you figure it out. So instead of you trying to figure something out, which may take you days, months, years, it may take you a few hours if you go read the fucking book. Go read the fucking book that will help you, and then get the answers, and then take the answers and apply them. But instead, man, like, dog, it's so many. Oh, my God. And again, like I say, I hope she watched this motherfucking stream. I got a friend. I'm going to talk about your motherfucking ass if you are watching it. And I don't care if you're mad or not. I've recommended this woman to read this fucking book for, I think, what's going on months now. Motherfucker been going to concerts and going to outings and events and celebrating and doing all this, but then you still have this same problem that you own the book, that you will not address it by reading the fucking book. And the book can help benefit you in such a way that it would make your life easier. But instead, other things are more attractive. The book don't take but an hour or so to read, maybe 2 hours at the most. And it's just like, I get to the point where people don't want to fix problems, dog. People want to live in their problems so they have something to talk about, because they don't know what they're going to do. If they solve this problem, they don't know how good their life will be after that. They don't want to have anything to complain about. They won't have anything for people to listen to. I think that's what the fucking shit is. Like, man, you can solve any situation if you go and look for the right information. Don't look for information that makes you feel good. Look for information that challenges you to have to be a better you, to make sacrifices, to have to, utilize some discipline or whatever that may be. But a lot of people, again, like I say, don't want to fucking do that, man. Yeah, obesity it's interesting because, like I said, a lot of the stuff that we've been told in our life is false, man. You got to really do some research. I've really learned about how dangerous carbs are just recently, man. Like the biggest problem that we have is like we all the health problems that we basically encounter. The majority of them are coming from eating all these carbs. And I started thinking about it. I was like, damn, it's easy to call a food low fat because most of the shit they call low fat and low sugar, no sugar, they just replace it with a different ingredient. So technically they can say that. It doesn't mean it's healthy, but you can market it to people and they'll think it's cool. You know, well, I'm drinking a diet soda. Okay, that shit got aspartame in there. It's got fucking some other type of artificial sweetener that's causing you cancer. Carbs, again, they basically turn into sugar, man. And so all that shit, dog, it puts you in a spot like, but we get so used to these habits that it becomes hard to break it. We feel like we don't have the discipline, but it's like either you do that or you die. And that's really what it is, man. So like I said, I've been on some shit now where I'm working on cutting out all the carbs and clearing them out the house and shit. And because I saw that carnivore diet, something I mentioned to y'all, I think a while back. Clearing out carbs, though, like to help alleviate a lot of the health concerns. Because you wonder, like, well, why didn't people have these problems back in the day? Why didn't people, way back when the cancer rates are astounding? Because we eat all this fake food, we eat all this trash food, and then you got to think about money behind shit. A lot of these big companies, they put money behind fake studies and all this other shit to prove that some shit that ain't really shaking. Because that's where the money lies. The money lies in keeping you. Man, I saw a thing that said Netflix said their biggest competitor is sleep. So that means they're not worried about it because they know people are going to sit there and watch TV all day. People are going to eat unhealthy all day. People are going to be unmotivated all day. That's why I'm like, man, when I seen that shit, it's like, God damn, I ain't even watching my mama Naruto no more, man. Like, but again, I'm not even super big on TV. But, most people complain about their situation in life. Most people complain about what's going on in their life. But, man, fuck all the extra shit you doing. Cut all the bullshit out and focus, man. Go get the information. But most people won't do that unless the information is being handed to them. Yeah, exactly, man. They can keep you in a sedated state. Ain't nobody worried about you fighting back. Ain't nobody worried about you doing better. You're going to keep spending money with them to be comfortable. And that's the problem with Americans, especially because we just love the comfort. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's cool to be in a comfort zone. But when people start waking up and realizing what makes sense and what doesn't, then that's when those big businesses start doing bad. They don't want that. We want to pop medicine into you. You keep taking this medicine that ain't helping you because you still doing the same fucking activities that's got you sick in the first place. But like I said, that carnivore diet thing is really interesting to me, and that's something I'm really going to start looking into. Another thing is, like I say, with the carbs and shit, think about how much all the food, everything. Think about if you took all the shit that was just stuffed with carbs out of a fucking grocery store, you probably wouldn't even have enough shit to fill up a convenience store. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be your little corner store because everything is full of this shit. It's adequate. Sometimes I feel uninspired later. I'll break through that. Man, again, a lot of that could be your diet. If you're talking about eating fast food and doing things, do you exercise? Do you work out? What do you do to train your mind? And trust me, I get in those modes sometimes too, but I go back and I think it comes down to the things that I've eaten. And again, like I say, trying to get more into the, I don't know. Again, it could be that's a tough thing, man. What would you rate it? What was your percentage of high drive to low drive? Would you say it's like 80-20, 60-40? I mean, like if you were to compare it as a percentage, what would you say? Mm-hmm. Exactly. About 70-30. And what would you like it to be? I mean, I don't think we see a lot of these stars and these celebrities. They seem like they go 100% all the time, but then again, what they have is plenty of motivation. A lot of these people who are successful read a lot. A lot of the top CEOs, a lot of people who strive and they go forth, Then I'm not saying you don't read, but I mean, sometimes you just got to keep putting that information in, and sometimes that info is enough to get that boost. Sometimes, again, it could be the diet. Certain things could be catching up with you. You know, you may, I don't know if you're a consumer of energy drinks or anything like that, that give you a boost, and then, you know, you end up crashing. Like I say, you know, you could be a goofball like ckin, you know, like literally trying to put him on some game, but I want to be dumb and I don't want to read. Tell me what it's about. I ain't got time for that type of ignorant shit. Like that's not going to ever make you successful. You got to have a little bit of drive within yourself to want to know. Like, if you follow me or subscribe, I don't want to, I got to be better about the term following, but if you subscribe to my channel, and again, y'all have a good idea of who I am, at least on camera, at least. Because again, like I tell you, I don't trust nobody, man. Don't trust nothing from nobody. Like, unless you see it 100%, dog, don't ever be fooled, because I'm not gonna lull you to sleep and tell you, oh, this and this. Like I said, I got issues, man. Like, I have things that I have to work on, man. Like, I'm straight up about that. I'm never gonna ever try to come across like I'm just perfect or I got it all together. I don't. Not even close. That's why I'm always saying, you know, there's always so much more I can do, because I know that I can do better. That could be your issue right there, Ed, man. Change the game, man. Because you'll be surprised what exercise will do for you. It's going to extend those levels of energy that you have. It's going to give you the ability to focus your mind more. And once you start pushing through and getting that drive to say, like, push more weight or to do, I'm bad with cardio. So, like, my thing is, like, it's hard for me to just run for no reason. I can jump rope, I can do other shit, but just running for no reason, my problem. But working out will get those energy levels right. Cut that junk food out because it's full of bullshit. And so what it is giving you a little energy for a while, and then it's basically fumes you're running on after that, man. I trust you when I see you. Outside of that, I don't know. I can't trust you when I play PUBG with you. You shoot me. You know what I'm saying? You're a shooter. Want me to be honest with you? I had not eaten Taco Bell since I stopped smoking, but today I did. I saw that they brought back the nacho fries, so I went and got me some nacho fries. Whataburger, I might have been to Whataburger one time, and the only reason was it was my old lady's fault because she wanted some, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going, let me go ahead and let me give me a little Whataburger myself, you know what I'm saying? So outside of that, no, I haven't. Outside of that, I've been pretty good. And like I say, shit, the weight drops. Like I said, I weighed myself today, I was 229. No, you can't. Don't believe that bullshit, dog. You cannot eat like you want as long as you work. That's the dumbest shit motherfucker to sell you. Your fucking diet is your most important thing. Your diet is the fuel you put in yourself. You can put some fucking regular unleaded in your shit. You can put some fucking premium in your shit. It's up to you. You know what I'm saying? Better gas makes your car run better, last longer, keeps your engine cleaner. You know, if you put in shitty gas, you're going to have things that's going to break down. If you put in cheaper materials, it's not going to last as long. So fasting can be healthy. I mean, it's going to clean all that bullshit out. Fasting, I feel like, is healthy, but you have to just be careful. Know your limits. I told myself I was going to do another fast at the beginning of August, at least like a week, not for a long time. I'm not saying you don't got to work out, ass clown, but your diet is more important than your fucking workout. Because this is a motherfucker I saw. This dude runs marathons, does all kind of shit, but he still got a fucking gut because it's his diet. His diet is bad. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just eat anything you want. If you put in shitty materials, you're going to get shitty output. And that's just what's going to happen. I'm not talking. Look, listen, you can take my opinion, or you can listen to the guy that don't even want to read a book. He lives by the philosophy of Dion. So you can choose whatever you want to, man. But fasting is kosher. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, because I've done it multiple times. Again, it's about what you put in your body, though, I think, to me, to sustain. Because when I did it that last time, I had been eating kind of shitty beforehand. And I think when I kind of cut it out, that's why I didn't last as long as I intended to initially. Because I was going to go 2 weeks. I don't think I went like a week and some change. But if you've never done it, start off with a day. Then try to expand to a day or two. My first time I ever did, I jumped straight into fucking, what I did, my first time was a 10-day. And then I ate some of Kush's barbecue right after that, which wasn't smart. Like, you gotta. The reason breakfast is break fast, okay? And it's words. I mean, words are important, man. That's why I say, you know, you got to understand meanings and things like that. Don't learn your roots, your Latin origins, and all that good shit. Because words are they don't. People say, oh, people make up words all the time. No, they don't. Stupid people make up words. The words that have existed in our culture for so long are there for a reason. There's a science behind them. And so what I'm saying is that you got to fucking breakfast is what it is, because usually that time period between dinner and you sleep and then you wake in the morning, that was like a fast, almost a small fast, not quite the way we see it nowadays, but that's why that word came into fruition. But fasting is good for you, again, because once you get past a certain amount of days, your body starts a natural cleansing. It starts going to find those issues that you have that need to be fixed and repaired, internal issues and things like that. And it'll start working on them. I'm not saying that you don't get healed immediately from fasting, but it can definitely be a help as far as getting all that junk, getting all that bullshit out of your system, because your body goes from I guess digestive mode and all that energy. Think about it. When you eat a big meal, you get fucking tired. It takes energy to digest food. So when you take kind of that process out of your day and your body realizes, okay, we're not doing the digestion thing for a little bit, it starts using that energy for other fucking things. You know what I'm saying? You still have natural energy storages. That's why people can go weeks without eating, you know what I'm saying, and not die. Now, water is not the same, but it goes in and it starts finding those things to repair. You know what I'm saying? So that's really all it is. Exactly. But here's the thing, Ed, man. What a situation like that is, you got to find time to pre-plan. And that's something I'm still learning too. Like, planning ahead makes shit so much easier. You know that you're going to have, you're going to have a period where it's going to be hard for you to get into something. You're going to have a period where it's going to be, you're not going to have the time to fix shit. Plan ahead, man. You know what I'm saying? That's about the most sensible thing ckin has ever said. Eat grits, man. Grits go hard, man. I fuck with some grits, man, but I was young, raised up on grits. But I used to make bad grits. And I put some butter in them hoes, a little bit of bacon bits and that shit. I've had them hoes right, man. But what you working with back to old bong blow job, bitch? That's the reason she ain't showing her face. She probably beat. Yeah, so her eyes look all fucking baggy and shit. Don't matter, man. Look, man. Yeah, man, don't come with no excuses, dog. You got the internet, man. YouTube will teach you how to make some quick meals. It ain't got to be on YouTube. You can Google all kind of shit, dog. Like, that's the power of the internet, man. You got to look for the answers. You know the problem. Look for the answers. So your issue is, man, what are quick, healthy meals that I can cook? Google that shit. It's going to be 1,000 pages that's going to come up. But again, like I say, you have to kind of understand where people have been misled and where people do understand. Find ways to cut the carbs. Like, especially if you're trying to, if it's a weight issue thing or whatever it may be, man, cut them carbs, dog. You cut them carbs out, you'll be surprised. Like I said, I was watching a guy I know a lot of people like, Jordan Peterson. He has some very interesting points that he makes. And he talked about he switched to the carnivore diet. He said all he does is eat meat, a little bit of salt, and drink water. Now, the problem most people have is they find pleasure in eating. You have to remove the pleasure sensation from food, man. Food is nourishment. It's not about enjoying every meal you had. You know what I'm saying? It's not about fucking sitting down like, oh, this was so tasty. That's where we get it all fucked up, dog. That's where we get it fucked up as Americans. That's where we especially get it fucked up as black folks. We be fucking slathering and covered everything and any and everything, eating shitty ass fucking soul food. Yeah, you gonna meet your soul real quick eating soul food, man. So like I say, tasty's a good thing. Oats, like I say, me personally, but then I gotta check with oats, because oatmeal has carbs in it. And I need to just kind of see, you know, again, like, you got to find out what's kosher and what's not. Because I used to eat a lot of oatmeal, just plain oatmeal with nothing in it. You know what I'm saying? Straight up fucking oatmeal, no sugar, no nothing, water and oats. You know what I'm saying? It's a book called Death by Diet. That's pretty interesting. Check out a lot of Dr. Sebi. You know, may he rest in peace. But Dr. Sebi was definitely a very intelligent person. You got to look at your background. You got to look at your cultural origins. I don't think everybody's meant to eat the same shit. There's a reason that people have different blood types. That people have different makeup DNA makeup, and I think that certain foods benefit other people more, and certain diet plans benefit others more than I think certain ones that don't help other people at all. So I think that shit, you eat McDonald's every day if you want to eat that shit. Cut all that shit out, dog. That shit be plastic food. Fuck that McDonald's, dog. That make your own shit so you know where it's coming from. You eating fucking food made by somebody who ain't washed their hands when they came out the restroom and shit. Like, that's why I just really been second guessing a whole lot of fucking fast food. When I seen that fucking Wendy's bag full of fucking rats, like, not that they had opened it or anything, like the shit came shipped from the factory. I hate those fucking eyebrows. Like, where do bitches get those? I'm like, where do they buy those eyebrows? I hate them. Everybody, their mama got them fucking eyebrows. But it was like a bag full of fucking rats, dog. Like, that shit's disgusting. And a lot of these motherfuckers don't care, man. Like, they gonna serve you whatever. Motherfucker be dropping for like, I mean, I seen one video. It was like really telling, because the dude was like, a dude was trying to act funny with him about some Subway. And he started getting on his ass. He's like, man, look at this motherfucker. He fucking covered in lesions and all this other shit. He was making my fucking food with no damn gloves on and all that shit. And not knocking people, but the older a person is, and they working at a low wage, minimum wage type situation, majority of those times, them people don't give a fuck, dog. They are just working because they have to or whatever it is. Younger kids, they happy for the experience to earn some money, do some shit like that. So they're more likely to follow the route. But at the same time, them motherfuckers too, they don't give a fuck, especially this day and age. They think doing dirty shit is fucking funny. You got to be careful, man. Too much carbs basically turn into sugar. I mean, more or less, carbs basically, when they break down in your body, it turns into sugar. And so it's like sugar is cancerous. Sugar causes deterioration of a lot of shit. Like, it's not good for you. So, I mean, you just have to choose the path you want in life, man. Like, you got to seek out the information and what you feel like is best for you. Because I ain't no nutritionist either. I'm just telling you what works for me, what I know is solid, and what has benefited me, and what has been more of a negative in my book. You know what I mean? But yeah, you want to develop the right habits now, because the longer you wait, the harder it's going to be. And especially if you start developing health problems along with that, and it's going to be hard to get out of that shit. I remember it was a bitch. That motherfucker, I think I don't know if she had a heart attack or went to a coma, something off the wall. This bitch ate nothing but fucking chicken nuggets from McDonald's since she was like 4 years old. And then when she was like 21, she like clocked out at work or some shit. But I blame the parents for that. Well, she wanted was like, don't get a bitch what the fuck she want. Like, you got to instill the fucking right mentality from young, man. So it is what it is. But exercise, implement that shit into your shit. Fucking cut out the junk food. Those two things alone will probably have such a significant impact on your life that you'll reach that 90-10 easily. 10% with that junk food, that other 10% being exercising. You'll knock that. You'll put that other 20% on the right side, as it needs. Well, the left side, I guess you put the 70 first. So it'll get you that 90-10 before you know. Kenneth, I don't care what you do. I don't care what you do at all. You be skipping, playing Ring Around the Rosie and shit every day. That's what you gotta do. Shit, you love that bacon if you want to. You got to think about these things, dog. Pigs eat all kind of fucking trash and slop and everything, dog. That's fucking funny. But like I say, man, you just do what you got to do, man. You got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? You got to get in shape, exercise. And like I said, I'm not even just talking about lifting. You go do whatever you can, get you some cardio, get you some body weight in. There's plenty of apps, plenty of programs. And it's funny, though, because it's like, you got to be careful with some of these programs. There's so many programs out there, especially catered to women, that are supposed to be healthy and all this other shit. And all they fucking do is just make them feel good about exerting a little bit of energy. And the motherfuckers never get better. They never get in the right shape, like curves and shit like that. It's another thing, like some shit I saw that, like one of my photos, I was looking at this shit, I'm like, man, this ain't healthy shit. This just got a bunch of bitches dancing around. They ain't fucking getting in better shape. Like, you promoting this shit as a fitness class, but nobody's getting fit. You know what I'm saying? You know? Yeah, and you gotta, I mean, the thing is, if you plan, eat right, again, you cut the crap out. One, you're not gonna consume as much. And then two, you know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause a lot of the food you eat, it shit has filler. I mean, it's filler food. You know what I'm saying? It's not even really healthy. It's a bunch of filler bullshit in it. It's not helping you get to where you want to get, dog. So, but my thing is, like I say, don't fall for the bullshit, man. Find something that's going to challenge you a little bit. I know you say you're busy, but shit, if you can carve out 30 to 45 minutes a day, even if you got to do a little 20 early in the morning, another 20 late, somehow, some way, you got to figure it out. You got time to make that happen. And, get your little exercise regimen and start with something small, man. This the body weight app that I be using is Freeletics, and it has a bunch of different little regimens. You can start off slow. It has different levels that you can do if you're intermediate, if you're a beginner. And again, you use that shit, or get you some type of program that's like. The reason why programs are good is because, you know, find something that you'll do every day so it'll hold you accountable or whatever. You know what I mean? But don't do twerk aerobics. Stop that. Yeah, I've been consistent on my more, not my body weight as much, but I've been going to the gym daily. So there's the whole thing with that. But Freeletics is cool. And then, like I say, that's not for you, simp and kin. It's a simp free app. But my thing is, again, man, just find something that you can do that's going to kind of help you keep a record of what you're doing, because that way when you do things over and you can see where you are a couple of weeks from now, a couple of, you know, whatever months from now, you can see where you started. Man, I started here and I was weak. I could barely do this and this. Now I'm breezing through this. Now I'm on a whole nother level. You know what I mean? And there's that. And I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I realized we went over an hour and some change here. And so I need to get ready to go hit the gym myself. I'm mad because the other day I was in there, motherfucker, a bunch of people start coming in, fucking up my groove. Because I like to, like when I do my shit, I like to set up a circuit. So like I usually have about 12 to 15 exercises that I'll do. And what I'll try to do is I'll set it up to where I can do 3 or 4 of them in a row. So like I'll do a set of one, jump on the next exercise, do a set of that, jump on the next exercise, do a set of that, jump on the next exercise, do a set of, and then start back at the beginning, and just like keep working like that, and just keep up a nice pace doing that. Excuse me, you know, and so I think that helps too, because I mean you get a little bit of rest in between, in the sense of you're not just killing that same muscle over and over. So if I have certain things that I'm gonna work, certain exercises that I know are gonna touch on different parts, then I'll jump on, like I said, I'll set it up to where I'm not doing a bunch of the same thing. And so this will be a little bit different than this, and just kind of, like I said, again, working in a little circle. And that way I get my exercises done faster, but at the same time, like there's a brisk pace with it. And so, you know, you keep that heart rate up. Another thing is interesting to look at is to high intensity interval training, HIIT. That's a very cool thing to check out. You know what I'm saying? So you need to look into that. Man, don't listen to Kenneth. Kenneth only run if his hoes on the track that he can run behind. Make sure that they got water. Make sure that they don't pass out and everything. He carried a towel for them, wipe off their sweat and everything. Well, if you want to be the best, you got to read the fucking books, asshole. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, baby, look, your laces look a little loose. Let me take care of that for you. You know what I'm saying? Here, motherfucker, put your foot on my knee. He take a knee and shit. They putting their foot all on his leg and shit. He dusting off their shoes and shit. Here, let me tie that for you. You know what I'm saying? How that shit used to go. I ain't never learned it like that. I heard somebody say that shit the other day where they was talking about that's why most leaders promote fast food. Shit, if your leader telling you promote you fast food, you better not be listening to they motherfucking ass. You better immediately tune out. If they telling you something that's gonna take away from your health or any fast, if they telling you something that's gonna take away from your pocketbook, your health, or your sanity, they is not they are not the ones to follow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he gonna learn. He go get his heart broke a couple of times, and then he gonna be all right. He gonna be like, damn, I should have listened to that nigga Honcho instead of trying to troll that nigga. That nigga was trying to give me some good game, but I was over there bullshitting it away when I could have been way ahead of the game if I'd have just took his advice. Yeah. He be giving that Fiji water and shit. That what's that shit? That's that shit called that damn, I seen some shit. That shit was like $6 a gallon. That's the type of shit he be giving them hoes. He be drinking the water fountain water. He make sure they get the good shit. But man, like I say, with that being said, though, I fucks with y'all. I'm finna finish up this grub, give it a little few minutes to settle, and then I'm man, fuck, I ain't never went to no Whole Foods, man. You fucking just look, find your farmer's market. You know what I'm talking about? But just go get you some vegetables, man. Most of these places got organic sections. Wash your shit right. Just eat healthy. You know what I'm saying? Once you get right, get your money right, get your house, grow your own garden. You know what I'm talking about? Be on top of that shit. That's what I would like to do. But like I said, with that being said, man, we're going to call it a wrap. I'm going to slide up out of here. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for following through. Kush, I may be on the game later on, but like I said, I probably ain't going to be on the mixer action. I got a couple of things I need to take care of, but I'll probably jump on some vermin time. My dude that leveled up that shit after that last round. I bought a bunch of shit. That motherfucker got all kind of hooked up on the weapons and shit. So, man, you got to fuck with it. But with that being said, y'all, the rest of y'all, chucking up the deuce. I fucks with y'all, man. Thank y'all. I appreciate the activity and all that other good shit. Shaq don't be wanting to stream. I'll be trying to tell him to get on the stream, man. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Soaking them in the man. You ain't lying to that episode. I keep a bunch of that brag. I got like 3 bottles at the house. And that's also a good thing to drink in the morning when you wake up. To drink you some brags. Take you a couple of capfuls or a couple of teaspoons, and drink about 8 ounces of water. It's good to have. So there's definitely something you wanna partake in. But I'm out. I fucks with y'all. I'm going to politely ask y'all to remove yourselves from the Kush Den. But I don't know if Cushington go stream, but if he does, he should. If he don't, he should. He need to listen. I'm out.